All right, everybody. UnHappy Wednesday. Coming to you live from the Back Porch Saloon, a.k.a. the Midwest Eagle's Nest. This is the UnHappy Gilmore Show, powered by Green Legion Radio, part of the Green Legion Radio family. We thank you, as always, for joining us from wherever you may be and whatever device you're using to stream us on YouTube. So please pull up a chair, turn up the volume if I'm not quite loud enough for you. Crack open a cold one if that's your thing on a Wednesday night. Use the company dime if, God forbid, you're still stuck at work. And let's try to have at least a little bit of fun and put an end to day 3 of this week's hostage situation and look forward to tomorrow being Friday Eve. Background noise, folks. We are at the Back Porch Saloon. There are decent humans here trying to have dinner while I'm sitting next to a decent human. You guys all know I am a scumbag, so there is no decency in this corner, all the way in the corner. But anyways, we're going to get right down to the business end of things so we can bring in Dad. And he can try to keep me under control after I damn near lost my entire mind on Sunday. So, everyone, as I say every week, Michelle's favorite part of the show, we are proudly sponsored by Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philadelphia. Cheerleaders brings you the area's most beautiful women on 5 different stages. Open from noon until 2, 7 days a week, and until 4 a.m. on Fridays and Saturday nights. Call 215-467-1980 for all of your group and party information. Also offering a full menu, daily drink and food specials, and a premium selection of cigars in a cigar lounge. If you're looking for a way to get out and catch your favorite sporting event, you can't get over to the bank, and you don't want to sell a kidney for tickets to the link, head on over to Cheerleaders and enjoy the 75-foot HD TV wall, as well as HD TV screens throughout the entire club, folks. Once again, that's Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philly. Call 215-467-1980 for all of your group and party information. Other than that, folks, as always, whenever we go live, the bottom of your screen scrolling along right there, greenlegion.com. If you're in the Philadelphia area, know someone who is traveling there for a game and you're looking for a way to do a tailgate, there is no better option. 1100 Social Xfinity Live. We have a 1,000-person footprint, indoor and outdoor seating. All you can eat, all you can drink for 4 hours prior to your Birds game. Also featuring the Green Legion Fox Sports pregame show, which now not only airs on 102.5 Fox Sports, the Gambler in Philadelphia, both on the radio station locally and on iHeartRadio. It's now this year for the 1 o'clock brand simulcast on Fox 29, with the hopes that next year that is a full-time thing, not only on the radio, but also on TV. Always proud of my friends and family back there for continuing to grow that into what it should be. If you're looking to get out on the road, away from Philadelphia, greenlegion.com. Click on trips and tailgates. Click on away trips. Find the one you're looking to go on. If it does not say sold out, buy away. You will not find a better way to do it. That's hotel accommodations. Flight options are available if you're coming out of the Philadelphia area. Your game ticket, your 4-hour tailgate prior to the game at a local establishment in that city, as well as a pep rally for 3 hours the night before the game. Altogether, you're looking at 7 hours of open bar, 4 hours of all you can eat, all for the price you will pay to go on the trip. If you want to hang out with UnHappy Gilmore and or my wife, I will be flying to Minneapolis a week from Friday. We'll be in Minnesota for that game. It's on the 19th, I believe. Be there from the 17th through the 21st. Looking forward to that. That'll be stadium number 15 off my list for the NFL. And then we are headed, Michelle and I both headed to Dallas for that game, which actually is a Kelly Green game on the road. Kind of excited for that. I will not be packing any midnight green for that trip. It will be all Kelly Green. And my wife will want to kill me by the end of the weekend as I complain about my back and knees while I try to wear my Jordans the entire trip. But that's your way to hang out with us this year. Other than that, folks, it doesn't really matter whether you want to hang out with us or not. GreenLegion.com, the best way to take in your Birds games every single week, all season long, including the playoffs when that comes around. Like I said, if it does not say sold out, buy away and have at it. All right, let's get down to it. So we start with the boner of the week like we do every week. And would have been real easy to just stick with the Birds because, we only like to play one half of football, apparently.
Yeah.
But there was an event an incident that happened this week with a former Jets quarterback where Dirty Sanchez decided to stumble around drunk at like a loading dock, and a truck driver's there, and Sanchez tells him he's not allowed to be there.
No idea why he was back there anyhow. You see it, it's an alleyway. And when it was first reported, it sounded like he got mugged.
Yeah, that was the first thing we heard. Yeah.
Yeah. The news in Cincinnati was saying
that he got stabbed.
Yeah. So you're thinking, got mugged. Here it's 12:30 and saying, you should have been more thoughtful. Next thing you know, the police go to the emergency room to arrest him.
Yeah, he wakes up cuffed to the hospital bed. So that went well.
Yes. And then it turns out that he basically beat up a 69-year-old
truck driver,
DoorDash. I heard.
DoorDash.
Yes. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that was being reported on one of the stations. It was DoorDash. He got knocked down and then went to attack him, and the guy hit him with mace.
And stabbed him twice.
And then stabbed him twice when the mace didn't stop him.
Yeah, so here's Lou Mancini. He always tries to guess the boner of the week. He's like, can't believe I didn't pick Dirty Sanchez, by the way.
And then they show him on a film walking away with his side bleeding, and he walked himself to the emergency room, obviously to avoid the police, and ended up getting arrested in the emergency room.
So you think he probably tried to feed them a line of bullshit? I just got mugged. This and that.
I was just trying to defend myself.
So this is a retired professional athlete, right? Pretty big guy.
Yes.
Right. So you'd have to be a little out of your mind to try to mug this person in the first place.
Yeah. And when you're 38 and the guy's 69.
What are you thinking, bro?
and it's a loading dock at a hotel. There's cameras all over the place.
What the hell was he doing back there?
That's what I don't understand.
He had to be blowing lines off a cigarette pack. Off of some dumpster diesel stripper, something.
I thought it was going to be in a more obvious area, but it was an alley.
Behind a hotel.
Yes.
So the one thing I can say is, so I think they're talking, apparently the current charges that are filed against him, they're talking about 6 years.
They're now thinking, after watching the tape, they're now thinking of raising him to a higher part where he can get 16 years.
Which is what he deserves.
Yeah.
For beating up a person who's twice his age. Right? Or trying to. And then the old man stabs him. Also, I will tell you right now.
California.
The first thing I will tell you is the first thing that shocked me was they said Indianapolis. You guys have all been to Indianapolis, right? It's about the most chill city I think I've ever been. Right? It's very relaxed.
The downtown is nice.
Go for it.
9th most dangerous city in America.
You have to be shitting.
Multiple times.
That's insanity. Like I guess if you go to any wrong part of town, you're gonna have your issues. But like, you stay on the beaten path, bro. Especially guy. This is working for Fox Sports. This is a guy who was in 2 AFC Championship games. But so now we're talking somewhere between 6 and 16 years in prison. I promise you, the nickname Butt Fumble not gonna go well for him in the can. Pun intended.
Yeah, there he is.
I mean, bro, you're 38 years old. First of all, I thought he was older than that.
I did too. I was surprised.
A little bit. It feels like he's been around for way longer than that. Only 38. But the guy is 69. So, I mean, how smashed did you have to be? And he approaches this dude with like the comments, "You're not allowed back here" or something.
It's an alley.
Like, maybe you're not supposed to be back here, Mark. Right? Like, what were you doing? Right? I'm gonna hookers and bluff is my guess.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But yeah, Scott Calcaterra could be boner of the year. I would tell you that's the vote right now. It's just every time we run into one that's a candidate, they're just one-upping each other. Sanchez has got it right now. We'll see how the trial or anything goes. I mean, do you think he's even going to plead not guilty once the video's out there?
Oh, I'll bet you not.
Or he just takes guilty to a lesser charge? Do you think it's guaranteed jail time at this point?
I would say yes.
I think it should be.
Well, they made so much. They held the press conference and all that talking about jail time.
Yeah.
So once you commit to that, you got to get at least a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to. So I guess there was a statement by the family today. I didn't see it. Have you seen any of this?
No, I did not.
I don't know if any of you guys have seen this statement by the family. If you have, let us know. I can't. I mean, it's got to be just horrific. Can you imagine being like mom, dad, wife, kids, what? Dude, this is your person.
Well,
You're just some scumbag.
And he's done. That's it now.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
You're never coming back. This is the equivalent of that open. You get the band hand, like it's all right. Like you can't do things like this. It's not back in the day when OJ got away with it, right? Like this is like these guys don't get away with this shit. Everybody's got camera phones. So, I mean, I didn't know what else you needed as far as a boner of the week candidate. It could have been any one of our coaching staff, which would have been very easy to mail in. This felt obvious.
Well, and it's so close.
Yeah, it's only an hour and a half away from here.
All over the local news.
So I guess did they have the game? They must have, right? He must have had the game out there.
He was supposed to have the game on Sunday, and then they announced the next day that he wouldn't be announcing.
You think?
And they probably added in their own room, he won't be announcing ever again.
Ever again. You're done.
Yeah.
Right? Cooked. I mean, I'd imagine the first couple of visitors he had in the emergency room, the police, right, to cuff him to the bed. The next one's probably Fox Sports, like, hey, dude, we're done here.
Yeah.
Right? So,
and then some kind of a ambulance chasing lawyer.
yes, some kind of ambulance chasing, trying to slap him with a lawsuit.
Hey, Mark.
I did hear something about that the family's lawsuit is trying to include the network. To me, that's the equivalent of suing the gun manufacturer.
Yes.
If you shoot somebody, right? Like, I don't know. I don't understand how Fox Sports is liable for this at all.
Yeah.
Because most of those guys, first of all, you could say they're employed by Fox Sports, but I think they are still, not still independently contracted.
Yes.
Right? These are still 401. This is,
They're not. Yeah.
1099 guys. Yeah.
That's what you could say.
Yeah. So and for that purpose, it releases the network of any responsibility if you're a knuckle fuck like this guy, right?
And as soon as he did, he was in breach of contract. It's just not long ago.
It's like we tell people all the time. Yes, you have freedom of speech. However, how your employer views what that impact might be to their business is for them to interpret your future employment. It's called at-will employment, right? Freedom of speech, at-will employment.
In Indiana,
They go hand in hand, folks.
Indiana's a very conservative state, so I'm sure there's laws for Ohio's bill.
Yes, Ohio's an at-will employment.
And I'm sure Indiana.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting severance pay or unemployment for this, right? I think the only money he's going to earn is making license plates for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Doing the laundry.
Yes.
Commissary money, which he's going to need to pay off the people that stop trying to use that butt fumble nickname for a different purpose. All right, let's move past that poor bastard. I feel bad for the truck driver. Let me just get that
I
out.
did too.
Right, it's a 69-year-old man trying to do his job. And you get this, not just a 38-year-old guy, but a 38-year-old, retired athlete. Who,
And he looks to be in good shape.
and he
still.
does.
Yeah.
And so I do feel badly for the truck driver. You know, the lawsuit and trying to include Fox Sports is a little egregious, but I think there's your ambulance chaser, right?
Yes, exactly. Somebody ran to that family as quick as they could.
Oh, yeah. They probably lined up.
I got a great idea for you.
Right, sue Fox Sports. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen. That can't be helped out. Like, I can't. He's got plenty of money. Take it off from him.
Yeah.
And Fox Sports is probably got $100,000 no fault.
Right.
Insurance policy.
Done.
They'll just hand $100,000 go away.
Go away. Yeah. Just tack this on to whatever millions you're getting from butt fumble over here, and we're good. All right, moving on. Before we get to the birds, Dad's got his Phillies shirt on. Mom has her Phillies shirt on. Kim sitting across the table has hers. Aaron is still waiting for next year in his red shirt. We were all on Aaron's sides at the start of the playoffs, though, because they were playing the Dodgers. And I don't know a person alive outside of LA who likes the Dodgers. So not even just living here in Cincinnati. I'd have been rooting for the Reds if I lived on the moon. But this is a Philly crowd we usually talk to. So the whole season comes down to Aaron Nola and these top of the order bats that haven't done a damn thing, Dad.
Yep. They got pitching lineup with Nola and Suarez in relief.
Right.
So if they can just hit a little bit, but when you've got your number 3 and 4 hitter 1 for 14 with 8 strikeouts, that's a problem.
That's a huge problem.
Yeah, you need contact from those guys.
So you need contact from all, right? I mean, you'd really like Turner to just be that catalyst, right? He's the leadoff guy. He's the speed. You need him to take pitches, then get on base and be a giant pain in the ass to that pitcher, right?
Yeah, all the runs are the bottom.
That's horrific, right? So years past, Harper hasn't been the greatest regular season performer over the last couple of years, but he has been good in October.
Yes. Yeah.
And now that's not happening.
Right.
So one question I have for you is, everybody rips Joel Embiid, rightfully so. You may as well call him street clothes. Jalen Hurts takes a lot of vitriol. A.J. Brown does. The Eagles coaching staff gets ripped left and right.
Deserves.
When is Bryce Harper going to start feeling some of that smoke? Because I don't know if it's just because he wears the fanatic shit all over him that endears him to the crowd. That home run a couple of years ago against the Padres, get it. But
he's got to figure it out, because when they asked him, how did you feel getting booed?
Right.
He said, I was walking out of that batter's box booing myself.
Well, and that's the right attitude to have.
So he knows how to play the game.
Did I hear also something about, when we did Heart of the Order, and Lou Dominguez is in here somewhere, so I'm commenting, what's up, my brother down at the 305? Lou Dominguez, Chris Sack, and I will do a baseball show periodically. And before this series, I picked the Phillies. And it was a lot about not just my hate for the Dodgers, but the bank, that home crowd. And the fact that you had home field, especially with the first two being there. Did I hear something earlier today about the players don't cheer for it because the fans are brutal? Is this a thing? Or is that just some made-up BS by some jerk-off?
I think that's made up BS.
Okay. By some jerk-off.
I mean, you go there and sign a contract, you know you're going to get it. I mean,
It's Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, Mike Schmidt, the guy's the top third baseman ever. And he took more going than anybody. He really, really, really took it.
When you get up
struck out a lot.
He did strike out a lot.
Yeah.
When you get up in the Northeast like that, whether it's Philly, New York, Boston, they will hold you. Mickey Mantle got booed off the field.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get crowds that are going to boo Mickey, and then people, you shouldn't boo Aaron Judge. Right?
He's a big guy. He can take it.
Right. And if you can't, you're playing in the wrong part of the country, brother.
Yeah.
You should have went to California, right, where they smoke a lot of grass and just hang out in the redwoods. You know what I mean? But yeah, same thing with Philadelphia. Philadelphia is worse, in my opinion. They're more brutal.
I think so too.
So I just didn't know if anybody else had heard that crap. I thought I read something earlier today. Maybe it might be one of the AI things. It's real hard to tell now, but
that's the worst part.
So you need Turner to be You'd like Turner to be the catalyst,
yeah,
right?
Turner's got to get sore hits to be on base.
Or if he makes the out to start the game, I need 8 pitches on that, right? I need to see everything this pitcher has
Yeah.
and set it up for your Harpers and Schwarbers and Bohm and all these guys. Does it need to be Harper?
No, it can be Schwarber. Schwarber had the most RBIs. He had
And homers, yeah.
Yeah, he had 50 some homers and over 130 RBIs. And so you need him. He averaged a RBI a game basically. You
Yeah,
need
that's
him.
huge.
You need him to make contact.
Which contact is not really his thing. Like a 240 hitter.
Yeah, 240 is for a guy
With that much power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
And
is one of his better years.
His country has strong too.
Oh,
But my
yeah.
God. That,
So they need those guys to hit tonight.
and then the other side is the inconsistency of Aaron Nola coming into this.
Yeah, the
Had
kid,
a couple of good starts against the Dodgers. Got it.
Yeah.
But
the after he was out on medical leave, when he came back, he's pitched okay.
a little up and down.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's better than the beginning of the season. He was
He was
1-9 or
He was
1-10,
Yeah.
and he deserved to be.
How great do you feel about it with the season riding on Aaron Nola? Obviously, you'd rather it be Zach Wheeler. We all know that.
Yeah, I would almost rather see Ranger Suarez.
Flip the two of them around.
Yeah, I was.
Suarez start,
Yes.
Nola to come in.
Yeah, Suarez is usually pretty tough in the first 3-4 innings, and after 4 innings, take him out.
And then go to Nola or somebody, right?
Yeah, that just
I mean, look, everybody complains about their middle relief, but that's, I think, an MLB-wide problem. And if you've got to start going to long relievers in the third and fourth inning, like nobody excels there, right?
Yep.
Unless you're like who is it, the Brewers, right, where they can just run out like 8 guys and all throw 100 miles an hour. It's insanity. So you'd rather flip it around. Suarez has a better early game.
he seems to do so well when he starts the games. Now around the 5th, 6th inning, he.
Well, we saw that here in Cincinnati this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Was
Yes.
that Tuesday night? Yeah, that was a rough go. So you got a prediction for tonight for the Phils?
I think the Phils are going to win.
Think the Phils are going to win?
Yep.
Think Nola gets you what, 5? You'd like 6 innings and no more than 3 runs, right? That's your quality start.
Yeah. I'm guessing 4.
4.
Yeah.
And then we have to go to Suarez
Suarez for 3.
for 3.
And then bring in.
And who's getting the 8th inning? That's the danger zone before you get to what's his name at the back end.
Yeah, I don't trust any of the relievers.
And that's the problem.
Yes. Yeah. Their starting pitching is great, but their relief pitching is shaky. Now the Dodgers, they said the Dodgers were having trouble with relief, but they look pretty good so far.
That's because the top of your order's not hitting.
Yeah, that you're right.
You know what I mean? I think the starters are getting them enough off balance where these guys end up you're up there pressing because now you're already in a hole, or you're up there as a guest hitter at that point trying to make something happen.
And maybe Harper and Schwarber will relax without having the Philly fans on.
That could be. That Dodger crowd is not friendly either.
Yeah, but
They're
it's
not.
okay when it's the opponent. It sometimes can juice you up.
That's what Jeter used to say. He
Yeah.
goes, man, I love playing in front of the Yankee crowd. He goes, but I like going on the road, let them boo us and hate us. And,
Yeah.
like, and some of these guys thrive in those moments.
Yeah, you don't be hated by your home crowd, but
No, you do not ever want to be hated by your own home crowd. That would really.
bottom line, you should get used to it if you're going to play in Philly or New York or LA.
Well, so back to that question though. So like Embiid, vitriol. Look at the success that Jalen and AJ have had together. Right, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl victory. I can still make the argument should have been 2 Super Bowl victories, and yet a handful of games into the year, and everybody's ready to everyone and their grandmother's ready to trade AJ Brown. So all that success, and they're ready to do all these things. Where is Harper in that? Right, like where are we with Bryce at this point? There's also a guy who's mentioned wanting extensions on his contract and all this.
Well, that's right. Yeah, and that's BS. He wanted a 10-year contract.
Yep.
He got it.
He got it.
And then he's hitting like a very good player, but not like a 10-year contract guy.
He has not. His regular season numbers overlap, and he's been hurt.
He's hurt a lot.
And you try to move him to first base, and
He limits you a little bit by being in first base.
I agree. you're much better off if he can get back out to right field.
If they could get him to leave and then put Schwarber there, because he's not a very good fielder.
No, he's not. Schwarber's, you need Schwarber to be the DH.
Yes.
You really do.
Yeah.
You can't go looking at, well, Harper's going to be my DH. Because then you may as well just not even bother to resign Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah,
It just doesn't make sense.
I think it was nervous of him to ask, but ask and they can just say no, I guess.
And and Chris Sack has said it. Look, we get it. Like, nice postseason in 22, but like, we see a little more here, Bubba.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get us over the top. You need to be the MVP, and that's what that franchise signed.
Yeah. If you look at his stats, they're good, but not great.
They're not. They're not what you signed,
No,
right?
He's not a 100 RBI guy.
No.
He's not a big home run guy. And he's an okay average, but not a great average.
No, you're talking like he's been, 260, 270 the last couple of seasons?
Compare him to the Yankee guys, big hitters.
Boy, and just Aaron Judge.
Yeah. Well,
Aaron Judge is a freak. Stan doesn't hit for much average, but Christ, he hits the ball.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody hit the ball that hard, that consistent.
Judge deserves whatever he gets because the numbers are phenomenal. But Harper is just okay.
Yeah, and that's not the big contract you guys thought you were getting.
Yeah.
Turner had a nice second half.
He played really well, and he's hit over 300 this year.
Yep.
So he's played well.
Yep, coming back around there, and of course Schwarber had the big year. No surprise, it's a bulk year for him, right? You have to deal with that. Is this a guy you're going to bring back? He's going to get a whole lot of attention. If the Reds were ever going to spend money, Schwarber's the guy to throw it at. Local kid, Middletown, right? Imagine how many homers he hit at this freaking bandbox down here. Especially from the left side, that shit's going in the river, dude.
I still don't see them paying.
The Reds don't.
I don't see them paying.
Don't get me started on the baseball money conversation. That's for a much different time. We can do that later.
They're not going to pay him those kind of bucks.
Likely not. Likely. The only guy I've seen him give a contract to was Joey Votto. And Votto was worth the entire amount, but bringing a guy from the outside. Because you think Schwarber would go home team discount to come here? And he shouldn't. Nobody should. These guys should go after every dollar they can get. Those careers are too short.
Yeah. And plus, I'm sure he wants to win, and he can't realistically expect to win here.
No. Before we wrap up baseball, one final part of it. So the Detroit smashed Seattle today. So that series is headed back to Seattle for Game 5. In this round, if you're not a fan of either team, that's what you want, right? It's all hands on deck. We get to see Cal Raleigh back at home with his 60 home run season. I didn't see the other score, the Cubs and Brewers. That was really Yankees will start here in about a half an hour or so. Phillies first pitch is until 9:08. We'll be long gone out of here. But the final point on baseball, everybody's in here wearing the baseball shit except for me. But I will tell you, if you enjoy the sport that much, enjoy this postseason, enjoy all of next year and that postseason. Because so the Cubs are leading the Brewers 4-1 right now in the top of the fourth. Big hope for Milwaukee. We'll see. But enjoy this postseason. Enjoy all of next season and the postseason because the current collective bargaining agreement expires on December 1st, 2026. And at that point, the league office, the commissioner's office, and the owners are going to push for a salary cap and a salary floor. The floor is the more important number. Anybody who's not aware, and you've heard Chris Lou and I talk about this, the way it works right now is baseball has a luxury tax threshold. Your huge market teams, Phillies, Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox, Cubs, Braves, Mets, they all go over it. They pay a penalty way over. And the more you go over it, the higher that penalty is.
Yes.
And the more consecutive years you do it, the more it goes up. That money all gets pooled together and is then dispersed to your small market teams. Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Kansas City. The problem is there is no regulation on what that ownership group has to do with that money. There's no salary floor to force them up in their payroll. And they just like Aaron's saying right now, add in their pockets with a lot of it. I'm not saying some teams don't at least try, but let's be obvious. Let's be honest here. You know at the start of the season, Colorado, Pittsburgh, the White Sox, they're not exactly small market, they just stink. The A's, they're just not going to be competitive. You know it. They're not spending any money.
And they don't have big TV money coming in.
No.
They do.
Well, and there's the other, but the thing is, I don't want to hear this cry poverty crap from any ownership group. 2020, when COVID allowed no fans, they still got a 60-game season in with no attendance at all. So I don't want to hear about, well, nobody comes up to our park. It flat out doesn't matter because the TV revenue does pay them enough.
And the Reds drew this year with winning. They
Yes.
drew over 2 million.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not great compared with the Phillies or LA or the Yankees.
True
But
story.
it's not bad.
It's not for here, right? Smaller stadium seating wise, right? It's their highest since the last time they were competitive.
Yeah. The last time they were competitive, they drew too.
Yep.
So,
But that's kind of the final statement on the baseball thing is enjoy it now because I can almost guarantee 2027 you ain't gonna have baseball in it. I can freaking promise you.
guaranteed.
I can mail it in. There is going to be a lockout, especially you Philly fans. Rob Manfred, everybody knows the story earlier this year. Commissioner of baseball, he makes his rounds to different teams, stops in the Phillies locker room. The first greeting he gets is from Bryce Harper, looks Manfred right in the eye and says, if you're here to talk about salary cap, get the fuck out. Just to give you an idea of where the players sit as far as salary cap. That's why the floor has to be at right? It has to be. The floor to me is much more important. Look, I'm a Yankee fan, and I said it when the Yankees were the first team to cross $100 million payroll. You need to stop this now. Because it's almost like college football on Saturdays. It's the Wild West. Anybody can do what they want. The other part that needs to come out of that collective bargaining agreement is this deferred money where the Dodgers can sign Shohei Ohtani to a $700 million contract and kick 600 and some odd million of it to after he retires. Should never be a thing. Ridiculous.
Yeah, Bobby Bonilla was the highest paid Yankee.
Met
for 20 years.
Yeah, so that runs through 2035.
Yeah.
It actually will continue going after Harper's current contract. Every July 1st, the Mets have to pay Bobby Bonilla $1.14 million. I have a T-shirt at home. It's Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
And Votto was actually the top paid Red.
Griffey's still getting deferred payments. It happens everywhere. It's just hysterical with the Mets because he's going to end up getting paid like 20-something, almost $20-something million for a season in which he never actually played for the Mets. Let's go, Mets. All right, enough with baseball. Right, you can pay me $1.14 million every year to do nothing. That'd be excellent. Who's there? Dev in the room. Sorry, late guys. I'm back. What's up, brother? Luke from D. Just talking about the Dolphins. And this is all about Sanchez, CTE. Possible CTE with Sanchez. But
he keeps talking about
okay.
He's like, I'm ordering for everybody. There's like 8 of them.
Let's get down to it.
I'll eat it. And then the guys.
We have a football team that thinks it's okay to just play 2 quarters every game. Okay, this is 2 weeks in a row where the first half we look electric, the second half is a dumpster fire.
And apparently that when you go in at halftime, you just sit around and
Eat cheesesteaks?
yeah,
I mean, what's the
enjoy
spread?
yourself. Yeah, we have nothing. We're playing well. We're winning.
Yeah, so look,
We don't have to make any adjustments.
remember, halftime, they're only up 10-3 at the half.
Yeah, but they're up.
But they're up.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything.
Yeah. So,
They're not going to figure us out like they did last week. Oh, wait a second. Last week,
right,
the same thing happened.
the same exact thing happened.
Exact thing.
Like, and worse, because at halftime, we were up by 18 last week.
Yes.
Right? So I asked Dad if he'd be willing to come on because after that game on Sunday, I was absolutely irate. Like I was, well, you guys all saw it. I was incensed. Now, a couple of days later, we get past overreaction Monday, settle down. I would love to sit here and be like, okay, look, last year we stumbled out of the gates too, right? So we, 34 points against the Packers in Brazil, week 1, got it. But the next 4 or 5 weeks after that were a struggle, even coming out of the bye week. I was in New Orleans last year when it took a huge Saquon Barkley run to win that game. We won it 15-12, right?
Yeah.
We were averaging like 18 points a game for that 5-week stretch. So it did take some time. However, this looks way too reminiscent to me of 2023.
Yeah. The other thing, not only did they have back-to-back weeks, but the week before they came from behind.
Yes.
So the first week they should have thought, remember what we did? What are we going to do if they do the same thing this week?
Mm-hmm.
What adjustments are we going to make?
None, apparently.
Apparently.
Right. We're just going to throw the ball more. Right. So let's be honest here, guys. I mean, and Dad, tell me if you disagree. We all know what the recipe for success is here, right? Jalen Hurts drops back to throw 20 to 25 times a game.
No more than that.
And you run the ball 40 times.
What was it? Did you say 38?
38 pass attempts.
Yeah. Those of you in here, Barkley touched the ball 9 times.
The entire game.
6 rushes and 3 passes.
Yeah. One of them a 47-yard touchdown.
Right.
Our final score of the game. Right out of the half. Put us up by 14 by that point.
I thought when he burst through the center, got 19 yards.
Here we go.
They figured it out.
Yeah.
I don't think he touched it after that.
And they haven't. And I tell you something more, we'll get to some of this here, but this offensive line that we have called our bread and butter, the backbone of our team, right? It's an ugly way of football, right? The league doesn't like it because it doesn't look pretty and it's not flashy for the screen. Wins football games.
Absolutely.
However, the line this year is bottom third to bottom fifth in literally every metric. Pass block win rate, run block win rate, pressures given up, everything. Now, some of it has to do with Landon's been dinged up. Lane has been dinged up. I get it. But it's always kind of been next man up, and it's worked. It hasn't yet this year.
Yeah. At this point in time, you should be making adjustments. You know that Dickerson's going to not
And he
play
will
this
be out
Thursday.
tomorrow night, yes.
You know Johnson's hurt. So you've got to start thinking of other ways to run the ball, maybe short passes, throw a couple bombs, some kind of a plan. But they obviously don't have one.
No, it just doesn't look like they have an efficient game plan overall. This offense is stagnant, right? It can. I think I think what happens is they look really good when they're on script. Right, so you know how every team works. Usually like the first 15, 20 plays or whatever.
Kansas City.
Scripted.
Yeah.
Right? And we look okay. Once that stops, right, and now you're just kind of in the flow of the game, and you have to ad lib. And the play caller has to call something creative, right? The design has to be there. It's a dumpster fire. I think they just keep going back to what they had already ran. And it looks predictable. It looks vanilla. It looks to me like a Nick Sirianni offense, and that's trouble. We all know it.
Yes. Yeah. They even coming out in the second half, maybe script 4 or 5. You can't script 15 plays.
No.
You don't have enough time. Script 5 or 6.
Well, and we scored the first possession of the second half. Now, granted, 47-yard wheel route to Barkley.
But man, then you don't beat Barkley anymore.
And you don't beat them. And the play design on that was great.
Yeah.
The route concepts for the receivers were all designed in a way to draw the defense away from that side of the field where Barkley's out there with a linebacker trying to – and there's not a linebacker in football that's going to be able to cover Barkley one-on-one streaking down the sideline when Jalen's got that much time to throw the football. There's just not.
And I heard somebody on TV talking about the fact that almost looked like the offensive coordinator was trying to keep A.J. Brown happy. And you can't keep a player happy.
No, I feel very much like it was either that or Jalen trying to keep him happy against Tampa. That ball was getting forced to A.J. Brown, like a lot. Josh steps in here. Happy birthday, brother. We should have a 60-40 run-to-pass ratio being run heavy. Them going to this pass-heavy offense to try to prove something is dumb. Agreed. That's what we were just saying. 20 to 25 pass plays, 40 run plays. Whether it's design runs with Jalen, handoffs to Barkley, handoffs to Shipley, handoffs to Dylan, end arounds to AJ or Smitty, whatever. Mix it up. The recipe for disaster is Jalen throwing the ball as many times. Like if your defense comes out and hemorrhages early and you're getting blown out, got it. Now you have to go back and you have to throw. But that's not what's been going on here. It's just not. Our defense is hemorrhaging late because our offense is DOA.
Right. They were in the field 70% of the time.
In the second half of that game. Yeah.
70%.
So with 13:23 to go, we score that touchdown. We're up 17-3. From that point through the end of the game, the play calls were 19 pass plays to 1 rush. You have a 14-point lead. You're already well into the third quarter. It gets worse because at 3:43 to go, we're still up 17-3. You're still throwing the ball all over the yard. Where is my creativity on the run blocking, getting our guys in areas? I don't need Saquon to bust 20, 40, 80 yards. 5, 6 at a clip. 4. 3 times 4 equals 12.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's enough. Something there. 19-1 pass plays when you went up. 19-1 pass to rush when you took a 17-3 lead in the second half is inexcusable play calling. It makes their job way too easy. And not only that, if you go back and look, I don't know if anybody else is. I love this NFL Plus that I pay for that I just started using this year, where you can go back. It's all 22, so it doesn't give you every camera angle, but every single play gives you 2. It's usually looking It's usually looking directly at the quarterback. The play's coming towards you. The other one is the overhead of the entire play, kind of what your coordinators or whatever are seeing from the box. So you see these routes. There's no scheme there to scheme guys open. If you watch a Shanahan offense, a McVay offense, these types of who's the young coach in Minnesota? Same thing. Their play design is all set up
Kevin
like O'Connell. Thank you. Kind of like that wheel route to Barkley, where it was a good scheme to draw everyone off, and it's just this linebacker who's now screwed trying to keep up with a full sprinting Barkley going down the sideline. Other than that play, these pass play designs are just like, just give me an out. Where are my slant plays? Where's my, look, they're a fucking disaster. Dad, take it away.
Yeah, in the second half, they seem to be just forcing the ball to Brown, where he's going to catch it and get tackled.
Right.
Even if he catches it.
Even if he catches it. Do you think some of that was because we got away with that against the Rams? Because the ball was getting forced to him second half there. The problem is the Rams corners, statistically, across the last few times we played them, cannot cover AJ to begin with.
If you have that situation, it's a little different. They certainly were covering.
Yes, the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Defenses learn.
No.
These coordinators, this isn't college, right? This isn't practice squad. These guys learn. So you take that second half against the Rams, where, like you said, we had to come back to win.
Yeah.
A lot of it forced to AJ with that, and it worked. But what the hell do you think Tampa and Denver were doing? You think they weren't watching that?
Yeah, I would force it to throw a little bit more to Smith, too. He's had some pretty good games, but he doesn't get thrown too much.
So these guys all know how I feel about Devontae Smith. The only thing he lacks is the size, right? This is why he's not a number 1 wide receiver. He's just not big enough.
And he doesn't get hurt.
But what he makes up for with that is he runs the best routes on the team. His body control is better than anyone on the team.
He's got great hands.
He's got great hands. He knows where he is at all times on that field, where the out of bounds is, where the sticks are. When you just look at his skill set for a wide receiver, it is my belief that he is the most skilled wide receiver on the team. Problem is A.J. Brown 6'1", 230 pounds. So, You can get away with rounding off a few routes when you can just outmuscle any quarterback.
And Brown on that one route, he stopped.
He gave up on it.
If he had kept running, he would have played that.
And he's getting killed for it all. He's been getting ripped for that all week. So there's another conversation. So we all saw the Inner Excellence book last year and all this stuff, right? Where there's this supposed contention between him and Jalen, which I'm not sure actually exists. This year, he's looking grumpy again. We all know, even before we traded for him at the, in the draft a couple of years ago and got him from Tennessee, he had the reputation of being your typical wide receiver one prima donna.
Yep.
Right? He wanted out of Tennessee because he wanted his money.
He got his money.
He got his money.
Yep.
Flash forward now, and we're getting this kind of every year thing where there's this thing. Is there really a beef? Is there not? Are they pissed? Is he just being a bitch? Does he need to read Inner Excellence again?
I don't know. You hear about all these private meetings that go on, which troubles me.
Not a fan.
You would like to see the offensive coordinator involved. And obviously, he hasn't built any kind of relationship with any of those guys.
Which is odd because he's been part of that coaching
Yes.
staff since 2021 when Nick took over.
Yeah.
So he's been he's been on the offensive side of the ball, be it a quarterback coach or a pass game coordinator or what have you, the entire time that Jalen Hurts has been there. And the entire time that A.J. Brown has been there.
I think he knows Brown real well, and he would sit down with them. But you'd see no comments about the two of them.
Nothing. Nothing. I believe that the Eagles are very much dependent on skilled guys at these coordinator positions because Nick is not good at it. Right? I think he's a good team manager. I think he does well as that. Right? Leader of men. However, he still happens to be the only asshole coach in the league that needs a bodyguard on the sideline still. I don't understand why Big Don why we gotta have Tony Soprano on the sideline. But this is our coach, for better or for worse. He's been to 2 Super Bowls and won one of them, so I'm not here to argue with it.
Yeah, he has had success. So.
Yeah. But so when the coordinators, I don't think we don't have a defensive coordinator problem.
No.
Vic Fangio's fantastic.
He's done a great job.
Great job. We continue to have this revolving door at the offensive coordinator spot. And every time that we've promoted from within, and a 501 survive, right?
Yep.
There's Wi-Fi again. What happened part of the way through the 2023 season with Brian Johnson? But what did we find out from Nick? That, Brian's creating the game plan, but Nick is calling the plays. Right? So that was a discussion. Is the same thing going on now? It feels like that sort of relationship.
That he's actually calling.
I think Nick might be sticking his fingers a little too much in it. It feels like that. Early part of 2021. All of 2023.
Yeah, when he gave up the play call, they improved instantly.
Instantly. 2021, halfway through. He turns it over to Steichen. With that team, the fact that team went to the playoffs was a miracle. That team had no business in the playoffs at all. Still managed to go 9-7. Get in there, get butchered by Tampa. Got it. But still got it. Right? With a first year full-on starter in Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith. That was basically the offense. Goddard's there, but he didn't have Brown. There was no Park. There was,
They won deep.
No. And so they run into Brady and Bucks, which was a mess. But, they weren't ready for that moment.
Yeah.
So 2022, it's all Shane Steichen. Look what happens. Jalen has an MVP caliber season. Miles Sanders rushes for 1,200 yards.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're in the Super Bowl, and like we said before, I can make the argument it should have won. It should have been our game. 2023, Steichen leaves to go become the head coach at Indianapolis. Now you promote from within with Brian Johnson. It's a wrap. Nick, halfway through the year, admits that he's been calling the plays. Big shock. That offense looked very similar to the first part of 2021. 2024, And here we are again now with Patullo, who's been under Nick's regime, reporting to Nick. It feels like too much Sirianni
And I
in
think he's.
dabbling.
I don't think he's salvageable, that guy.
Patullo? So you said you watched the press conference.
I saw.
You saw pieces of it? Give us the description.
Well, the thing with this guy, he reminds me of
Kamala Harris?
Harris.
Yeah.
Where everything's a word salad.
Says a lot without saying
He
shit.
says a lot. He says a lot of stuff, and at the end of it, you think, what does that mean? And the press guys were saying the same thing. They at the end of every answer, they're not sure what he just said. And if you've got that kind of mixed up mind, play.
Is he being told to go out there and just be vanilla and deflect?
I'm sure, but he just doesn't seem comfortable.
I think that's fair.
I'm not sure he doesn't appear to be a confident guy.
Ryan Johnson didn't look that way either. And that was surprising because he had success as a play caller in college. Like, look, I get the NFL is different, but he had success. Ryan Johnson was the quarterback coach and play caller, or was he the OC at Mississippi State when Dak had his huge year? So, like, there was some pedigree there to tell you that, and look it, he was Jalen Hurts' quarterback coach in 2022. So, like, I wanted Brian Johnson promoted to that. If you were going to promote from within, he was the guy. And, oh, my God, what a dumpster fire.
But like you said, Steichen was calling. I mean, Steichen was called, but Nick was calling.
Nick was calling the place. And I don't know. So where do you stand? Do you think that you feel like I do that it's Nick? Because you heard me screaming about it half in the bag on Sunday. Sirianni's offense. I mean, I was pissed.
He may be doing it, but I'm just after what I've seen from the pool, I just don't think he's got the smarts or the confidence.
So if you lack confidence at this level with high dollar professional athletes, they're going to see right through you.
Yep.
So I wonder if, and this is something I try to tell people that I've trained to be managers under me, don't ever, if I give you a task, I'm giving it to you for you to have your team do, not for you to do it.
Right.
But when you go have that conversation with them, don't ever go to them and be like, Adam said we have to do this. All you're doing is cutting your own legs out from underneath.
Yep.
Feels a little bit like maybe Patullo's that type of guy, right? Hey, Nick wants us to do blah, 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 blah. And so these guys, A.J. Brown's making multi-million-dollars. So Smitty, Saquon, obviously Jalen, they're going to see right through this dude. We saw during the Rams game where Jalen went over and was screaming at Patullo on the sideline.
Yes.
They come out in the second half, open it up, and they look great. I don't
get the sense.
You don't get the sense that he's got that level of confidence, and that'll kill you as a coach. And that you can't do that.
Particularly with competent guys who have had success. I mean, all these guys have been doing Super Bowl. They've won a Super Bowl.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I full on agree with you. You think he could learn some things from a Fangio being there? That's other part of the beauty of having Fangio. He's got all this life of experience and coaching and everything. Knows how to be that guy. He's happy doing the defensive coordinator role in Philly. He's from the area. You'd think, go to him for some guidance if you're having trouble in that arena, right? I don't think Nick even bothers to question Vic.
Well, and that may be the other problem is Nick doesn't get any input in the defense, so he's spending more time with an offense.
Oh, Nick was also that's his side of the ball, right? Like That's what got him to that point, which is shocking when you look at how horrible his play calling is. I don't know. It's got to change, right? We've got to get more consistent.
Absolutely, and there's got to be adjustments at halftime, even when you're winning.
Absolutely, I would tell you even more when you're winning. Right? Because it's very easy to get that complacent. And we're just not seeing it. So that has to change. Look, the Giants stink, right? They just a double-digit loss to the Saints, who are terrible.
And I think Fangio just
he's just going to step on it. Without Malik Neighbors there, dude, that's going to be it.
Well, and Slayton's out this week too.
Yeah. So I mean, who is this kid throwing the ball to? Right? Like
Nobody.
Tyrone Tracy's not back out there yet. They're a wreck. Final thoughts on this past Sunday.
Tracy will be back.
Is he back tomorrow night?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a shit. Still, you stack the box. Yeah. So we give up 18 unanswered in the fourth quarter, and then it comes down to that kind of Hail Mary at the end there. That flutters away. You know, after a terrible. So the last point I'm going to make, and these guys all know, I don't blame any loss on officiating at all. If you put, my stance is always, if you put the game in the Zebras' hands, you deserve whatever outcome you end up with. If I wanted, however, those guys were throwing a lot of flags on Sunday, and if I wanted to see Zebras, I'd just go to the Cincinnati Zoo. But we're not there to see you. I will tell you, you want to give a little blurb to it. That fourth quarter officiating pretty awful. To pick up the intentional grounding flag was atrocious.
I couldn't believe it.
I was standing right out there smoking a cigarette, and if anyone was leaving at that time, they heard every cuss word that was in my that could come out of me at that point. I was so pissed.
Yeah, I thought when I saw the replay that it turned out that somebody was close, but the closest guy was almost on the sideline.
It was ridiculous.
10 yards away from him.
Well, and then you get that
Go, go.
the no call on Goddard with the pass interference at the end of the game was about as egregious as that. What was it? The safe and
We're not going to give the opportunity for that game to end in a touch punch.
it wouldn't have put us at the 1 yard line,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
and we had to run it all game. But like, oh God, how do you not throw that
The
flag?
official was so close that he could see it. It's not like he couldn't see it.
There were 20 total penalties called in that game. So obviously they wanted the spotlight. How you didn't throw that flag in that spot was atrocious. Like I said, we're not blaming the refs. Our second half offense is the number one reason for loss.
Yes.
Gassing out the defense by going 19-1 pass versus run with a 17-3 lead and not keeping the ball long enough to keep the defense fresh, right?
The second time we've had kind of
Uh-huh. Yeah. So that's a wreck. All of that has to clean up come tomorrow night. Now, moving to tomorrow night. I'm going to tell you right now with the way this offense has looked the last couple of weeks, the Giants, and they are bad, and they are decimated with injuries at the receiving point. And they have a rookie starting quarterback. But what I am concerned with is sooner or later, you're going to get bit. And we have kicked the ever-loving shit out of the Giants for a few years now, right? Like, just beating the hell out of them. So, cautiously optimistic is, I guess, the best way I would put it going into tomorrow night. There will be no Landon Dickerson. There will be no Grant Calcaterra. And Carter is questionable. This is, and I know Grant is the backup, but Grant plays a really solid role in that offense. It was really a shame he went out with the oblique on Sunday. He was working on a really nice game.
Yeah.
Right? And having his uncle in the crowd while we all get to do the first down thing is fantastic. Yeah. Right? Scott, you still with us? Love you, brother. Oblique can linger, right? It's partially torn, so it's that can linger. No, questionable with Carter. So even if he does play, in what capacity, right? And he's the linchpin of the entire defense.
Yeah, I came in this year worried about Davis. Was he going to progress? Not worried about Carter at all. It's turning out to be the opposite.
Carter has not been able to stay healthy. He's been dealing with a shoulder thing since the summer, and he's been a knucklehead. Right? Gets kicked out 6 seconds into the season because he let Dak bait him into a stupid situation.
And then he got baited again.
And then he got baited again with a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Right?
With his teammates trying to calm him down.
Yeah. So there's the other portion of it. It's the youngest defense in the league. But
they miss Grant.
They miss BG. But I do have captains. I have a 28-year-old linebacker who just signed a big deal who wears a seat, Zach Vaughn. I've got a 26-year-old safety who's been a lifelong Eagle in Reed Blankenship. Why are these dudes not in these guys' faces pulling them back?
Yeah.
Right? What Mitchell did the other, against State, that was stupid as shit. That was Baker baiting him into it, and he took the bait.
Yeah, Brandon Graham in that first game would have pulled Carter away, and the other penalty on the kickoff, he would have had him out of there.
I agree. They're missing some leadership despite having two captains on that side of the ball. I expect Vic to eventually rectify that with these guys. Like, hey, look, you were named captains. Let's see it. Right? And for the rest of you younger folks, I'm going to need you to behave.
And Vaughn got a nice contract.
And he did.
Yeah.
He did get a nice contract. Deservedly so.
Yeah,
Monster year.
no, I was happy.
So along with that, we do get Nakobe Dean back tomorrow night. Now, anybody who's watched the Birds, the one area of our defense outside of that CB2 spot that continues to be a point of contention, which we kind of knew going in, is the pressure from the outside, right? The way our defense is designed with those monsters in the middle is to get that speed rush coming from the outside and make that quarterback step up into what I call the law firm of Carter and Davis. We're not consistently getting that. The Kobe Dean coming back allows Jihad Campbell to do more edge rushing. What kind of impact do you think that makes on tomorrow night facing a rookie quarterback?
The way I've seen Campbell play these last couple games, I'm encouraged.
Me too. I like the kid. I love the draft pick.
Yeah.
Versatile.
Yeah, when he was drafted, I thought nothing of it. It wasn't a guy that I really heard of, and he's turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, I liked him. He played well in college. Very versatile, very Vic Fangio-esque defense, right? So you get a versatile guy like him, you get a versatile guy like Cooper that can move around.
Well, if Fangio is playing him as a rookie, he must be impressed by him.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not
Well,
gonna-
playing him this early.
Yeah, he's not going to play a rookie.
Some of that due to injury, though. If Dean is out there, is he getting that much time? We did lose some guys at the edge spot, right? Like, so you've been Jalix, Nolan Smith has been down with an injury.
Well, that means he's better than all the experienced backups.
True story. Very true.
Yeah,
Yep.
First 4 games, pretty impressive.
Well, because you look at the first 4 last year when we were kind of on that struggle bus, even defensively. Cooper hadn't even taken the field yet. So, that adjustment comes.
Yeah, by the end of the year, he was a star, but Campbell's coming on pretty fast. Yeah.
Scott, appreciate the shout out. So much fun at the back porch. We love you, brother. Thought Dean was listening to this question. It's looking like he's going to play unless there's some sort of setback during the day tomorrow. Dean should be out there. We desperately need that depth back at the middle so that Jihad can head out to the outside and help that struggling edge rush a little bit. We lost BG to retirement. We lost Josh Sweat to $19 million a year to Arizona. Nolan Smith has gotten hurt, so it's been kind of Jalix Hunt, Utree, whatever the hell his name is, Ogle, fuck, whatever. It's been kind of a mixed bag out there.
I can't pronounce half the names.
Right? You're sending Vaughn on some kind of hidden blitzes here and there, but overall, we're going to need to get some consistent pressure on the outside. I think Jihad Campbell. So looking at tomorrow night's game before we wrap it up.
The first thing that popped, I swear this is.
What do you got for me?
Because I opened up Twitter.
I think they're gonna win it.
Your grandson.
And
Well, it's not
I'm guessing that it's going to be a little bit more comfortable than the last 4 weeks of it, but it's not a slam dunk.
Right.
Just something about the Giants and the Eagles that every game, no matter how bad one team is and how good the other, it's going to end up being close. But I think this is a game because of Dart and because of the 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
And that's really big neighbors. And now Slayton's out. They're going to, I think they're in good shape.
Okay. So you think we stack the box and just bring it at this kid all night long?
Yeah.
Vic doesn't like the blitz, meaning that he doesn't, even when you see the linebacker come, it's not a true blitz because it's still just the 4th rusher,
They
right?
usually have a guy drop back.
From off the edge.
Yes.
Yep.
They pick up the tight end or pick up running back.
Mm-hmm. Right, or both linebackers will drop out and Cooper rushes, something like that. Somebody comes in.
And Cooper did a nice.
I love that.
Yeah.
God, he's so good.
They used him effectively Sunday.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
So you've got the Birds double digit touchdown.
Yeah, I see it as a 30-14 game.
30-14. So Dad's got the Birds kind of taking it to the Giants. I don't know that I can feel that comfortable with this team. I think the 30 points are definitely possible because I do think the Giants' offense is going to leave their defense out there enough to get kicked around a little
Hopefully
bit.
it switches it around.
Right. Let's flip the script. We are at MetLife, which worries me always. It's a road game. It's a division game. And I hate that field, the turf monster that is that field. The whole league says it, so I'm not like jinxing anything, guys. This is a common thing. It's voted as the worst field in football by the players every single season. So we all know it.
And if you go there for a game, you got to pray when you come out that the car window is broken.
Well, it's I mean, it's the New Jersey Giants, right? It's in the swamp, right? There's only one way in and out of there. When they built that stadium, they basically built it on the same grounds where Giants Stadium was. It's a nightmare getting in and out of there. It always has been.
It's sacred ground. It's where Jimmy Hop is.
It's where Jimmy Hop is buried. That was the one thing I was waiting for when they were knocking down Giants. I'm like, gonna try to dig it up here, like is he under the goalpost?
Yeah.
What's going on? Maybe they left him there on purpose. Like, fuck it.
Yeah, we went to a game, preseason game, and we came out, and my buddy who drove us, his window was broken, so he called the stadium the cops. And
Good luck. They don't do shit.
and their comment was, "So what do you want me to do?"
Right.
There's at least 5 or 6 other windows. We're never going to find it.
No.
I can fill out a report for you, but we aren't going to investigate. We drove home with, think it wasn't raining or something. We drove home with
That would have been a long ride. During football season up
Yeah,
there.
during football.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice and warm.
Yeah.
Final thoughts, Dad, before we get out of here? On anything in general, Phillies, Eagles, whatever.
Well, we hope the Phillies extend the series.
Of course.
I must admit, I'm not hopeful there.
Not very optimistic.
No.
Don't like the Nola start, or just don't think they're going to hit.
I
Yamamoto on the
don't-
bump for the Dodgers tonight.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to hit because he's on the mound.
Yeah.
And
that's fair.
Noah's okay, but
You'd rather, like you said earlier, Ranger and then Nola.
I would rather do it the other way.
Got it.
But
Them's the breaks.
yep,
What else?
and I'd like the Eagles' chances tomorrow night.
Like it tomorrow night.
Yes,
All right.
and if they don't play well, then I'm going to be really mad at Sirianni.
They don't play well when I'm coming up here at 8:15 to, entertain all of you people. And I'm not drinking because it's late on a school night, but I'm still not getting home until midnight. I'm going to be ultra pissed off. And I'll have a whole week and a half before having to go to another game. And at that one, I will be in attendance in Minneapolis. So I'll be spitting venom all over the freaking, yeah. But I don't have anything else. Are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I thank you as always for coming on. Appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me somewhat under control. Was ready to spit venom, but was trying to keep it easy. But want to thank everybody in the room. That's Russ Taylor, Scott Calcaterra. I know Dev was in here, Lou Mancini, Lou Dominguez all the way from Florida. Josh, and happy birthday again to Josh. And Russ Taylor was Keenan Harmon. Always the usual cast of characters, and a few more will watch or listen later. So we thank you as always for joining us from wherever you may be, whatever device you use to stream us. Come on back again next week. I would really love to keep coming up here and doing this, but we're going to have to mix it up with who wants to actually come on. The fun part is when I throw this out there, everybody's got big opinions on the birds, but then I'm like, who wants to get on this side of the camera? And everybody's a chicken shit. We basically got Dad, John Lynch, Mike will do it, but Mike works all day on Wednesdays, and he has to get home to his wife. I don't want to try to keep him here like that. Somebody's got to step up, though. So that'll be it, folks. Until next Wednesday, we'll try to be back here again, right here at the same back time, same back channel. See who we can get to come on with us. This has been the UnHappy Gilmore Show, powered by Green Legion Radio, part of the Green Legion Radio family. Get on to your weekend, folks. Get on to Friday Eve. Enjoy yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Remember, the judge is not back in until Monday. Back up. The judge is not back in until Monday. Random Cincinnati folks. No couth. And as always, we're proudly sponsored by Cheerleaders Gentlemen's Club, located at 2740 South Front Street in Philly. Call 215-467-1980 for all of your group and party information. Take care. And as always, go Birds.
Gilbert.
All right. That'll do it, folks. Take care. Go Birds. We love you.